seconds left in the qualifying. Let's see if we can pull up. We have 4 sets of tires, 155 laps at the end of the race.
All right, guys, welcome.
12 highest points
welcome
make
to
the
Las
playoffs.
Vegas. You got 155 laps. You got 6 sets of tires total. You got 1 fast repair. Use it wisely. Let's be nice. We got Becca, Cheatham up in the booth. We got DG commentating the whole race. Everybody say hi. Wish him luck. And
Hi.
Good luck to you guys. Let's have a great race. Love your faces.
Travis Martin doing his thing, getting us ready for this race. Jump on with the ticker here. Once our cars get out on track, we'll get this starting lineup going. Jump auto. Go TV 1. There we go. Your front row, Travis Martin in the 63. Ghostman forward and Cody Cliver in the auto desk forward. Couple forwards on the front row. Couple Toyotas, row number 2, J Munch and that Home Alone 69 machine, and Wes Parker, the Caterpillar Toyota, starting 4th. Justin Wilkinson rolls off 5th in the number 19 Toyota. Corey Deal will be beside him in the 44 Toyota. Jake Lawrence starting 7th in the 68 10/10 Toyota. William Smith in the Rawlings Outrun
155 laps. The track temp is
Mike Edwards, the
111
BSH
Fahrenheit.
Ideal East Toyota, rolls off in 9th. In 10th, you got TJ Floyd. Not sure why that popped up.
Stay behind the pace car.
It's going to be one of those nights, huh? Jeremy Scher starts 11th in the Ally Ford. JR Deal starting 12th in the Real Deal Speed Shop Toyota. Daniel Llewellyn, the Labor 12 CTC Racing Chevrolet, starts 13th. Blake Giglio is slotted to start 14th, but not on track. John T. Garrett, Fort Worth Screen Printing Chevrolet, rolls off 15th. Newcomer Ethan Evers rolls off 16th in the number 3. Elite Performance Industries Chevrolet. Cliff Mullins was scheduled to start 17th, but not out on track. And Scott Elston rolls off 18th, the number 85 Ford. We got on the Traxxas Ford for Scott. All right, as we said, 155 laps here. 1 fast repair. There is a stage early in the race, I believe around lap 40. Setting the field for the playoffs tonight. From Las Vegas, who's going to be the lucky one to get in? Pace car makes that sharp turn. Feels at the hands of the 63 Travis Martin. And we are set for the start of this race. Have to wait for the green. There it is. Barney puts it out. And Travis Martin leads the field down to turn number 1. See if Martin's able to clear Cliver. He does. Gets out front. Cliver now 2nd. Wes Parker and J Munch side by side for 3rd. Parker's going to use the little draft from the 4 car to get himself into 3rd. Now he looks to the inside of Cliver, trying to take that 2nd spot away. Keep up with the Ghost Man. Still side by side as they work their way out of turn 4. Parker trying to dump some air over into the rear spoiler of that 4. Unable to get him to pull back. Trying to get that side draft in there. Cliver able to hang on from the high side. Parker now having to defend from the 19 of Tito Wilkinson. Justin Wilkinson, if you may. J Munch currently holding on to that 5th spot. Then you got Corey Deal, William Smith, Jake Lawrence, Mike Edwards, TJ Floyd, your current top 10. Jeremy Scher, Daniel Llewellyn, JR Deal, John Garrett, Ethan Evers, Scott Elston rounding out the field tonight. See the top 4 running low, and then J Munch running a very high line. See if he continues to run that line or if he brings it down low. Stays up there again. He's making decent speed up there. You have to wonder on the long run how the tires will fare versus the guys running bottom. Parker once again closing in on back bumper of the 4 of Cliver. Wes Parker currently has fastest lap of the race. We don't give any points for that, but it's just a bragging point. Something fun to keep an eye on as we go along. Battle continues between the 4 and 22. Both of them have reeled back in on the back of Ghostman. 3-car battle for the lead. Bit of a 4-car breakaway now, back to J-Munch, who's been running that higher line. Cliver gets very high coming out of 4. See if Parker is able to take advantage or if Cliver is able to get the run down the straightaway. Parker all the way to the apron, trying to take the shortest line possible. See if he can't clear the 4 heading down into the corner. He'll probably try to take the airway coming off the corner. And does so. Now Wilkinson trying to take that spot from Cliver. Nice move from Parker, get him up to the 2nd spot in that Caterpillar Toyota. Wilkinson peeping high, peeping low, trying to find a way past that 4 of Cliver. Cliver a little bit higher entry. Wilkinson right down on that white line. About even coming out of the corner. Wilkinson's going to dive to the bottom, try to get the nose alongside, coming out of turn number 4.
Sorry, I forgot to announce. Stage will be at 25. Stage will be at 25.
There we go. Stage points coming out at lap 25. Wilkinson does get the nose alongside Cliver. See how he can get down into turn number 1, get him clear. Wilkinson gets the job done, move him up to the 3rd spot as Wes Parker has caught Travis Martin, our leader. Parker now harassing the back of that 63 Christmas machine. Very festive Mustang out there. Travis's beautiful face and Santa hat on the hood. '22 Parker getting lower through the corner. Getting some clean air on the nose. Trying to keep some grip in the front as he's getting that car turned. Things kind of settle down for the moment. See if we have any other battles in the field. It's like Corey Deal reeling in on J-Munch. And you got Floyd peeking to the inside of Edwards. Floyd's right there on the cutoff line. See if we can take a quick look at our points. Floyd is behind JR Deal, trying to make his way into the playoff field. Currently 14 points back. As they run on track, JR Deal is 12th and TJ Floyd is 10th. Floyd would be picking up 1 playoff point, or 1 point for his point total, by finishing in that 10th spot. If he could move up a little bit more and JR Deal does not score points here, it would certainly help his cause. You see the yellow and red car behind him, that is Deal. Currently on the outside of those stage points. Cliver all over the back of Wilkinson now. I saw Wilkinson make this pass earlier. Cliver now, car maybe starting to come to life, trying to find a way around the 19. Parker peeking out on our leader, but still running in his tire tracks for the moment. Wow, Parker now way up the track, trying to see if he can find something. See if he makes any gains down the straightaway. He reels him in slowly from that high line run, but not a whole lot. J-Munch now. Cliver must have struggled out of turn 4. J-Munch looking to the top side of Cliver. You see some damage now on that right side of the 4, so he must have gotten to the wall coming out of turn number 4 on lap 12. Significant damage to the right side of our 4, Cody Cliver. J-Munch able to get by on the high side, bringing Corey Deal along with him. It's a very aero-sensitive track. You get that kind of damage on your car, it's going to struggle. So J-Munch and Corey Deal up to 4th and 5th respectively, closing in on the back of that 19 Justin Wilkinson. As our 2 leaders now enjoy a 1.2 second gap over the rest of the field. Stretching it out a little bit up front. These 2 veterans probably know long race, no need in fighting too hard right now. I believe Wes is probably pretty happy riding there with Martin. Probably looking different lanes to keep some air on the nose. See if he peeks out. Nope. Stayed right in the tire tracks. I think he's content right now. These 3, not as content. J-Munch all over the back of Wilkinson. I think Deal's just been following J-Munch a little bit. At least as they got around the 4. Might be trying to conserve his tire a little bit. See a little further back. Saw TJ Floyd looking low on the 14. Could be potentially one more point for him if he can get it done. As we close in on that lap 25 mark. He's got 8 laps to see what he can find. See what happens when we click this button. Nothing. Oh, it puts the stage. 9 to go. There we go. Beautiful. So Floyd would love to move up a little bit, especially with Deal slipping back behind him. Deal's dropped to the 14th spot now. JR kind of going the wrong way. So only 1 point so far for Floyd. If he could pick off a handful more cars, make that bubble drama more exciting. Parker literally in the tire tracks of Travis Martin. So they come to complete lap number 18. Believe these boys are kind of cruising. This pack's eager to run him down. Justin Wilkinson, Corey Deal has gotten around Joel. So Corey is now in the 4th spot. J-Munch back to 5th. Cliver, you can see him look like he's trying to keep that right side out of the air. Keep up with the pack. Deal peaks high on the 19. Wilkinson all the way to the apron to try and keep that 44 at bay. Deal wraps that white line through 1 and 2. See quite the pile back in the back. Led by the 84. Bill Smith, whatever you want to call him. I call him Raunchy Fart. It's Clint because he's not here. Could Clint potentially fall out? We'll have to look at the points here. Could JR Deal score enough points? JR Deal, by the way, has moved back up to 11th now. And looking to the inside of TJ Floyd. This could have implications on our points, as Floyd needs to stay ahead of the 9 to have any shot. Certainly he hates looking to the inside and seeing that red and yellow number 9 Toyota. So as Rowdy has mentioned, now there is a possibility the 87 could fall back enough that the 49 with a good run could jump in. Let's take one more look at our points here. Robert's at an 87, Floyd with a 63. And with Clint not in this race tonight, Clint's only up 24. So how high, let me know how high Floyd would need to finish to beat Clint in the points. I'll let you do that math. John T. Garrett getting a little racy, trying to mix things up with these guys. See Fort Worth on his car. Of course, it's the Fort Worth Screen Printing Xfinity Series. So, title sponsorship on that race car. And looking to the high side of TJ Floyd, the great run out of the high side of turn number 2. John Garrett putting on some moves there. Side by side, he works the high side with TJ Floyd. A couple of Camaros doing battle back here. I'll tell you up front, Wes Parker has gotten around our former leader, Travis Martin. As we watch this 4-car battle here. See if we can take a little quick replay, see how this change for the lead happened as we're watching the totally wrong car. Wes Parker and Travis Martin. Martin runs a middle groove. Parker gets down low. See what kind of run he gets off the corner here. Martin may just let him go and conserve his tire a little bit. We'll see. Parker all over the back of him. I don't trust iRacing anymore with their replays. Parker dives it in. Looks like he gets his nose alongside through 1 and 2. And it's a drag race down the backstretch. Parker clears him, rolling through 3 and 4. Definitely wasn't something Martin gave him easily. Parker out front now. That's how that happens. Now almost 2 tenths back to the Ghost Man. Corey Deal all alone in 3rd. Looks like Justin Wilkinson's brought his car to pit road. So the 19 bringing that Toyota to pit road on lap 28. Our stage being complete. He says it's time to pit.
69 pit 9.
Here, the 69 of J Munch coming in from the 4th spot. Here he peels off the banking, brings his Toyota down. So first round of pit stops coming right after the stage here. Still have not seen the front 2. Martin trying to keep touch with that 22 of Parker. Doing a good job so far, not letting him get far away. Actually reeled it back in a little bit. Starting to work lap 30 here. See Corey Deal all by himself in 3rd. Cody Cliver now by himself in 4th. And then comes this 5-car train. Will Smith, Jake Lawrence, John Garrett, J.R. Deal, and Ethan Evers. 4th through 9th. 5th through 9th, excuse me. See Lawrence get a little high. John Garrett looking to his inside. That'll move the 66 car to the 6th spot. A little ominous there. Now J.R. Deal trying to get that spot as well.
4 car hitting in.
And that is our 4th place car coming to the pits. And that's our 12th place car calling themselves down. Here comes Cliver. Looks pretty clean. I believe that's Ethan Evers behind him coming down. And then Jeremy Scherer in the 15 Ally Ford coming to pit road. That's our leader, Wes Parker. Currently going through 3 and 4, calling himself to pit road. See if Travis Martin responds. And he does. So Parker and Martin, top 2, both coming to pit road on lap 32.
Oh, just fast. I see.
3rd place, Corey Deal brings his Toyota down. That'll hand the lead over to William. Will Smith rockets to the lead. John Garrett now 2nd. J.R. Deal 3rd. Jake Lawrence 4th. Mike Edwards, your top 5 with the pit cycles going on. Let's take a look at how the drivers come off pit road. We need the other end there. There we go. See the Wallen bringing his car off pit road. Keeping an eye on our top 2 here. Former top 2. 63 and 22. Looks like Wes is going to get the roll and beat Ghostman out of the pit room. And there comes Corey. Now we got the leader Will Smith coming down pit road. J.R. Deal behind him. Mike Edwards, Jake Lawrence, all coming down. And the 66 of John Garrett.
I did, Jake?
A whole bunch of
Yes, I did.
cars coming down the pit road. This should conclude our pit cycle as these cars hit their marks. Like 19 of Justin Wilkinson will take over the race lead. Has a 1.6 second advantage over Wes Parker in 2nd. And there is Wes. And Travis Martin still keeping his eyes on the back of that Caterpillar Toyota. They cross the stripe now to get on to lap 135. 35, I don't know where I got 135. 35. Field now very spread out after pit stops. Let's see if we can find any good battles on track. Here's this one between Parker and Martin, and then this one between Scott and Edwards. Scott and Michael, or Elston and Edwards. Those are the 2 closest battles currently. Martin starting to close in a bit on Wes Parker, bringing it down to a 2/10 gap. See if we can throw up our comparison here. Keep an eye on that tracker in the middle between our 2 boxes down low. Martin really charged in last time on 1 and he got down below 2/10. Does it again here. See if he can maintain that coming off the corner this time. He does, so he is reeling him in a little bit on the 1 and 2 end of the track. Parker stretches it back out, entering 3. It's happened 2 consecutive laps, as I've been keeping an eye on these 2. Looks like both of them now reeling in Wilkinson. Three guys are racing for 1 spot. All right. So Clint's basically been eliminated from this race, unfortunately, from the playoffs. I mean, Wilkinson now has Parker all over the back of him. Parker to the inside, coming through the front stretch, heading to turn number 1. Is going to clear the 19 of Wilkinson, and Travis Martin going to go with him. So now the battle between Parker and Ghostman Travis Martin would be for the lead. It's Wilkinson on a little bit different strategy, coming down earlier than these guys. Getting the advantage on the fresher tires, getting out front for a bit. But now order has been restored. Parker and Martin 1-2 again. Justin Wilkinson in P3. J Munch P4. Corey Deal P5. That's what that looks like on track. Top 6 in your screen there. Cody Cliver being that last car back here in the back of the picture. Let's jump on back. Tito now in the 3rd spot. He's, with this different strategy, probably going to fall back to these two a little bit. It's Corey Deal looking to the inside of J Munch for that 4th spot. J Munch not going to put up much of a fight. Now to move Corey Deal up to the 4th spot. We have Cliver back here in 6th. Let's see if his right side is fixed. It looks like he is repaired, so I believe the 4 is taking his fast repair. We saw significant right side damage to that car earlier. Now it looks pristine, so we're going to say Cody Cliver's used his repair. We can take a look and find out. Yes, he did. The only car so far in the race to have taken his fast repair. Cody Cliver has used his first one. Everyone's taking at least one stop. Here we can see the difference in the strategies. Wilkins came down before anyone else on lap 28. Parker and Martin 5 laps later on 33, as was Corey Deal. So that's the difference in tires and why Wilkinson's fading back and why he was so far out front to begin with. Just a 5 lap difference tire strategy wise. Cliver starting to work over Joel Munch, going for that 5th spot. Trying to get his number 4 Mustang up into the top 5. All the way to the bottom of the track. Down into the apron. That is legal at 1.5 tracks. And the 4, Cliver, gets the job done going into turn number 1. Move Cliver to the top 5. J Munch back to the 6th spot. J Munch gave a quick look to the outside. Probably just trying to keep his momentum up. As Cliver clears ahead. Out front, still Wes Parker and Travis Martin. 2.4 seconds. 0.24 seconds is the gap. Kind of maintaining in that range. Well, if Justin Wilkinson repeats his last strategy, he would come down 28 laps later. That would be 56. So we'll keep an eye on that in about 10 laps time. Closing in on the 1/3 mark of our race. Parker leading, Corey Deal, Travis Martin 2nd, Corey Deal 3rd. Corey's gotten by the 19. Wilkinson now 4th, Cody Cliver in 5th. You got J Munch falling back to the 6th spot. Ethan Evers, his first run in the Fort Worth Screen Printing Xfinity Series, currently enjoying a 7th spot. You got TJ Floyd in the 8th position. So it seems we have a 3-car battle in those points. Let's take a look one more time, revisit those points. All important tonight. Clint Roberts not here tonight, so TJ Floyd moves up to that 12th spot by starting this race. And then Floyd has a 10-point gap over Scott Elston and over Daniel Llewellyn. So Floyd needs to stay ahead of the 85 and the 23, so far able to do so. See Floyd in the 8th spot while Elston's 13th and Llewellyn is 16th. So at the moment, things are looking good for TJ Floyd to make it in. Still a long way to go in this race. Jump back to our gaps here. Martin got very close to Wes Parker there. See, they're closing in on Daniel Lawal on our 16th place car. So far, all the cars still on the lead lap. Rather surprising for a race that's gone this green this long. Martin sends it in on turn 1. Gets right up to the back bumper. He even had to check up a little bit. Martin's consistently been faster in 1 and 2. And then Parker, 3 and 4 has been his advantage. Stretches it back out a little bit. What's up, Cody? This has been the most entertaining battle for sure. Keep an eye on these two. As they approach lap traffic, Daniel Lawal in the 23 Camaro. Heard us mention he had a shot at the playoffs. Not going well for him at the moment. Parker passes him on the high side to put him 1 lap down. Be important for the 23 to try and maintain that.
I love your face more.
You hear Martin in the 63 and Llewellyn in the 23 having a little good time there on the radio. Llewellyn, a little sketch coming off the corner there. Very out of shape. So our 2 leaders are nose to tail, and then you have a huge break. Got about 3.7 seconds till you get to Corey Deal from the back of Travis Martin. They have stretched it out quite a bit. And Justin Wilkinson, who's on that little bit different pit strategy, pitting early, currently in the 4th position. He is nearly 2 seconds behind Corey. Then you have Cody in the number 4. He can see Tito at least. He's trying to close him down, see if he can't move up a spot. Keep an eye on this battle as it closes down. Up front, it's still Parker and Martin. That 1/10 gap. Every time going in through 1 and 2. 63 forward gets very close to the back of that 22 Toyota, but Parker able to get it done in 3 and 4, stretches it back out every time. See, he enters a little bit lower, wraps the bottom. Able to stretch back out. Very entertaining to watch these 2 battle for this lead. Martin running the higher line here. He's going to get a good run down the backstretch. See if he can't get that nose alongside him. He's going to stay in the tire tracks for now. Definitely letting the 22 know he is there. Watch this entry for Martin in 1. It just closes him down so well. Parker taking the extra time to make sure he gets to the bottom. I think he's going to let the Ghost Man get up high. He's had enough watching that 63 get to him coming through 1 and 2. Martin coming high off of 4. He's definitely going to get a run in 1 and 2 this time. Is he going to be able to get that nose up there? Does not. I think being that close to him coming through the straightaway, it actually kind of threw Martin off for a moment there. He was unable to get that same entry that he'd been getting. Didn't quite have the same gap to get that in there. Cliver's actually fallen back a little bit from Wilkinson, so that battle for the 4 spot's kind of fading away. We're closing it down, but now it's spread back out. So we'll keep our eyes right here on the front. But we do have 1 3-car battle back here. It's the only other thing really going on right now. Will Smith 9th, J.R. Deal 10th, Mike Edwards 11th. little 3-car scrum. Not sure if Martin's trying to save his stuff a little bit. Trying to figure out Parker's 3 and 4.
19 putting in.
There is the call. 19 pitting in. He made it longer than 56. Looks like he's coming down 59 here. So 3 more laps than his last time. Field comes down to start lap 60. He comes to pit road from the 4 spot, kicking off the next round of pit stops. Now we've seen the 19 have a little bit of an off strategy before and make it work for a win. So we are not going to question this. We're just going to say he's got a plan. We'll see how it shakes out at the end. To go to TV3 to watch him come to his box.
6.5 pitting.
Hear J Much saying he's coming down. Travis Martin's pit board right in the way. Gotta love it. Keep an eye on J Much as he brings his car down to pit road speed. 69 Toyota peels off for service. Interesting to see now how long the pit cycle is going to go. We'll jump on over to our pit stops on the board. See who's coming down and when. See Wilkinson with his pit stop has fallen all the way to last place. All the cars still running tonight so far. See J Much has his car to pit road. Now has fallen back behind Daniel Lawallet. See how these two shake out. I believe Wilkinson should get by him. And there he goes right there. So Wilkinson will be the first car on the track that is pitted. Currently shown in the 15th spot.
Number 3 pitting in this time.
There's the 3 Ethan Evers saying he's coming down. It's coming from the 5th spot. See if he can get that Elite Performance Industries Chevrolet down to pit road speed. Everything sorted out. Woed up at the line. So Evers, looks like Cliver has come down as well in the 4. And he has just ahead of him. 4 does still have that right side damage, so either he hit it, no, he had to have hit it again because he has already used his fast repair. So 4 is going to have to finish the race with that damage. Unfortunate for him. See the 68 making his way out of pit road.
85 pitting this lap.
That is Scott Elston, the GHR Ford Mustang. Looks like he's bringing his Mustang down to pit road speed. Drops down, brings it down. Still no words from our leaders yet. 3/10 the gap up front between Parker and Martin. And here they come, as we said. Parker and Martin have brought their cars to pit road. Looks like Corey Deal has stayed out. Deal going around one more lap before he brings his down. So Corey Deal, your new leader, as Parker and Martin hit pit road. Let's see, 84 has stayed out. He will take over the 2nd spot. Let's watch this battle off pit road between between Martin and Parker. Parker rolling already. Goes right through the Ghost Man. Ironic, right? So Parker will maintain his position ahead of Travis Martin. Corey Deal has brought his car to pit road. That was our leader. Brings his 44 Toyota to a stop in his box. That'll hand the lead over to the 84, William Smith now. See him and JR Deal right behind there are 1 and 2. Have not pit yet on this cycle. As well as the 14 of Edwards. Everyone else has made their pit stop for this pit cycle. Wilkinson the first at lap 60. Of the cars that have pitted, Parker and Martin out front of Wilkinson. closest battle on track currently is for the 14th spot. Lawrence and Scott Elston doing battle. Elston may have hit the wall on entry there. The 85 Mustang looked like he brushed the wall on corner entry. Upset the car through the corner and moves Jake Lawrence up to the 13th spot. JR Deals brought his car to pit road. Man, we need better pit cameras. What's up, Dustin? How we doing tonight? You want to check in on our boy Garrett? Currently in the 15th spot. Actually 14th, just got around Scott Elston. John Garrett up to the 14th spot. That Fort Worth screen print in Camaro. It's like Smith and Edwards have brought their cars down finally, completing this round of pit stops. Now to put Wes Parker back out front. Be interesting to see if there's any kind of fuel strategy being played by these two, the 84 and 14, coming down as late as they have. Maybe they're trying to get rid of a pit stop. We'll see how it shakes out through the race here. So we've had nothing but green flag racing so far. They're nearly a lap down at this point to these two, though. Just jump in with TV2. Parker and Martin making their way down the backstretch. The more this race changes, the more it stays the same. Parker and Martin 1 and 2. See with the fresh tires if Martin's able to do any better in 3 and 4 here. But he's definitely had the advantage in 1 and 2. Just drives it in deeper than Parker does entering 1. And is usually able to maintain it all the way through the corner. Now looking to the high side, Parker protecting the bottom. We won't call that a block, we'll just call that a protect. Parker protecting that bottom. Does not want Ghostman to get to his inside as he enters turn 3. Do we have other battles going on at the moment? A scrap going on here. Handful of cars all together here. All for position. 66 John Garrett in 11th, JR Deal 12th, Jake Lawrence in 68 and 13th, the 14 and Mike Edwards in 14th. These guys all battling for position and not too far behind the 84 there. He is also on the same lap as these guys. Trying to hang on to the lead lap. Our only car 1 lap down at the moment, Daniel Llewellyn in 16th. Sky Elston and the 5 cars ahead of him on your frame there. And you see the leaders in the background. They are desperate to try and stay on that lead lap just in case that yellow does fly. So before long, Parker and Martin are going to be in a ferocious battle of lap traffic. It'll be interesting to see how that goes going forward. See if we can look up ahead on one of these shots, see if we can see the gap to the lap machines for our leaders. Everyone keeps going towards the back, so we'll jump on with the 68 as he brings his car to pit road. Has to be an unscheduled stop for Lawrence. Perhaps he got into the wall a little bit with 68 Jake Lawrence bringing his machine down pit road. Interesting. We'll keep an eye on that situation. We'll go back to our gaps here. There's Martin and Parker. So now Lawrence is 2 laps down. What happened to his machine? There's the last car running on the lead lap. Scott Elston now 14th position. Then when you see the leaders in the background, you get an idea of the gap until our leaders start to encounter that lap traffic. There's the gap. William Smith, John Garrett now battling for the 10th spot. John Garrett currently holds it. J.R. Deal now looking to the outside of the 84. That 2 is for position. Deal trying to move up to 11th if he can get by that 84. 84 not quite done with the 66, going to send it in deep. John Garrett, though, going to get that run on the high line, going down the straightaway. Garrett running way high through 3 and 4. That's probably going to give the spot back to the 84. Oh, wow. Well, there's the report on the 68 machine. Jake Lawrence reporting that Cat jumped up and hit his shifter and downshifted. Wasn't paying attention into the pits. That's a rough way to go. Those darn pesky cats sometimes decide your iRacing fate. Been there a time or two. On track though, Will Smith has moved back up to the 9th position, brought J.R. Deal to 10th. John Garrett's fallen to 11th, and now under attack from the 14 of Mike Edwards as Jeremy Scherer loses about 5 spots in the blink of an eye. You weren't up in there anyway? Hey, you still got 5 races this season, man. Go out there and have some fun. And here comes our leader. So they have put Scott Elston a lap down. There he is. So Scott now holding the lucky dog. Jeremy Scherer trying to hold on to the lead lap. And then here come our leaders, Wes and Martin. Seen another run where Martin's just following Parker around, gets a better run into 1. Maintains that momentum through 1 and 2. And then Parker able to scoot back out a little bit through turns 3 and 4. It's been the theme of the race between these two cars.
Hey, Joel.
Like J.R. Deal's making some inroads on the back of that 84 car. Deal nearly won a race here last season. Ran very well and had an extra set of tires towards the end of the race. A caution came out. He put those tires on and pulled out a 2nd place, nearly got the victory.
That's right.
So we know JR can get the job done here.
See, that's why I just put 2 fingers out the window.
JR peeks to the inside. These 2 guys both active on Twitch. That white 84 is Raunchy Fart. Red and yellow number 9, that is Nuggets. If you see them out in chat. Guys are getting a little silly as the race gets kind of
ready?
green flag run to it. They're having a blast. JR Deal now peeking to the inside of that 84 machine as they see the 14 of Edwards closing down on them both. Side by side, working their way through 3 and 4. Edwards trying to find anywhere he can go with his Toyota. So far, not finding the room. Edwards to the high side now of JR Deal. It's going to get tight. Deal lifted a little bit to make sure he didn't contact the 14. It's going to cost him some time, but now we have a battle between the 84 and the 14. I can tell you that Elston's gotten around Scherer for the 13th spot, so despite both being a lap down, Elston's still currently the lucky dog. John Garrett hoping to have that caution, he can stay on the lead lap. Edwards rides in the tire tracks with the 84 for now. The gap up front is now 1.13 between Martin and Parker. This gap is closer. Edwards sends it in right on the back bumper of the 84, then peeks it down low as he tries to exit the corner. He's just all over the back bumper of this 84 car. Sends it low into 3. See if Bill's going to give him the spot or not. Bill's going to stay on his door coming off turn number 4. That BSH Idealist Toyota trying to get by the Rawlings Chevy. Door to door. It's to maintain. Finally, the 14 clears the 84, gets by him out of turn number 2. Let's check in on our leaders as they are not too far behind. John Garrett screaming for that yellow, seeing debris all over the racetrack. Not going to come in time for him as the 22 gets by, puts the 66 a lap down. Travis Martin going to follow through behind.
Watch that wall banger up there.
He's talking about JR Deal. So, a couple of more cars to go for our leaders as far as putting them a lap down for clear track. Parker now looking at the back of the number 9 of JR Deal. That'd be our 11th place car. Under threat of going a lap down. Jay Munch closing in on the back of Cody Cliver. This will be a battle for the 5th spot. We can jump on with Cliver and put up here. Keep an eye on these two. And Cliver does have that right side damage. Hear a mic check come across. Cliver able to stretch it back out. Jay Munch lost some ground that lap. See if Jay Munch can close it back in, heading down to turn number 1. Working now lap 90 of 155. Starting to get into the latter stages of the race. 65 to go. This is about the time we have to keep an eye on the 19. See if he's coming to pit road anytime soon. Jay Munch took a high entry there.
19 pitting in.
There it is, the 19 coming to pits. Tito Wilkinson bringing his 19 Toyota to the pit road. Jay Munch looks to the inside of Cliver. And battle it out side by side, coming out to the front stretch. Jay Munch still has that nose alongside. You see Wilkinson start to drop through the order with the pit next to his name. Jay Munch gaining ground on entry, but cannot stay full throttle, and Cliver powers back by on the high side. Very entertaining battle for this 4th spot. Bet you if you could see these two's faces right now, they had big smiles. It's a lot of fun to slide these cars around and battle it out close with a friend. So with his pit stop, Wilkinson now down to the 14th spot. And now 15th as Llewellyn has gotten by. Hard to hear who was pitting there with it breaking up.
Pit and pit.
Here comes Cliver and Jay Munch. So this battle for 4th is coming to pit road. See if they got it woed up in time. That was sketchy. Saw the 4 out of shape as he was coming down. Looks like the 3 has come down as well. Yeah, Ethan Evers brought his Camaro to pit road. Corey Deal still on track, as are our leaders Parker and Martin. TJ Floyd has stayed out. He's taken over the 4th spot. Then this battle between Smith and Edwards continues. Smith now in the 5th spot, Edwards 6th. So we got our pit road full of cars. Scott Elston's currently in the 8th spot as everyone's going through pit cycle. Elston not having made their pit stop yet. Take a look at our pit laps. Leaders continue to stay on track. Deal has also stayed on track. Floyd, Smith, and Edwards, the only cars still on a lead lap as we're working our pit cycles here. Parker and Martin have now brought it to pit road, our leaders, bringing it down. Working lap 96. See both those machines making their way to their boxes towards the ends of pit road. We'll keep an eye on this pit road battle, see if they happen to swap, if anyone makes a mistake. See right sides up on both cars, certainly going to be a 4-tire stop since you have to take a full load of fuel. Left sides up on both cars, 22 down and away, 63 now down and away, so they will maintain with the 22 out front. These guys are now shown in 5th and 6th. Have completed their stops now. Corey Deal had taken over race lead, brings his down on lap 97. Who else do we have on pit road? That's TJ Floyd, Daniel Llewellyn, and the 83 of Scott Elston, all on pit road at the moment. Of course, we already know the 68 has parked his car for the race. JR Deal taking over the 3rd spot, still yet to pit. And then 4th place Parker. That is the first car has already completed service for this round of stops. Should set them up for one more pit stop to get them to the end of this race. Parker, Martin, Wilkinson, Corey Deal, J Munch, Evers, Cliver, Floyd, and Garrett have all come down. John Garrett trying to get his lap back. Currently between Parker and Martin. Our leader, Edwards. Smith stays on track. Edwards 2nd. These two were running nose to tail, and now they are putting a distance between each other. Now 2.4 seconds back to the 14. Sounds like he's clutching it. There's no noise coming out of that car through the corner. Could he be trying to stretch it as long as possible and get one less pit stop in? What a strategy that would be. How far would he have to make it?
Inside, Travis.
That's such a long way. Maybe he's trying for a short stop and 2 tires? Who knows? Who knows with Mike Edwards, man? He can throw some curveballs at you. William Smith continuing to lead. See in the background, Edwards giving up the track position to the 22 and the position. So Parker now making his way around Edwards, with Edwards still not having made his pit stop. Martin had to check up big time behind the 14. Martin's not going to be too pleased about that. So the cars that have already stopped are ahead of Mike Edwards, and now Wes Parker is retaking the lead as the 84 is on pit road. Lap 101 for Bill Smith. There he is. Getting his service done in the pits. Wes Parker out front. Now by nearly a full second over Travis Martin. Martin has some ground to make up after getting stuck behind the 14 there a little bit. 14 still on track. I just don't think the strategy is going to work out for him because of the track position. And he's made one less stop than everybody, and he's already behind Parker and Martin. But I believe at this point he's got to do whatever he can. And he brings it to pit road. So lap 103 for the 14 brings his car to pit road. That should cycle him back down the order pretty far, and then we'll see how much he can rebound. So Parker now 7 tenths over Martin, so Martin is bringing it down. That gap's slowly shrinking, so we can get rid of our pit stops now. Everyone's made theirs. John Garrett up to the 9th spot. First car 1 lap down is John Garrett. Next car that would go down is TJ Floyd. TJ Floyd trying to hang on to that last spot in the points. We saw the points standings a moment ago. As you see, Floyd shown 13th to start the race, but Clint Roberts did not make it in tonight. Roberts will fall out of the top 12. Floyd has battle to do with the 23 and the 85. Currently he's ahead of both of those, which would keep him in position and give Floyd the final position in the points. So that's something worth keeping an eye on this number 49 Chevrolet Camaro. Made it nice and bright green for us, so it makes it very easy to keep an eye on. So far so good for the 49. Would take the last spot in the playoffs. Gap now up front is 6 tenths. Martin gets it down to 5 going through 1 and 2. Let's see if he can maintain that 5 as they come out of 3 though. Martin does maintain it down to the 4 tenths. Made massive inroads on that lap. Now down to 3 tenths entering 1 and 2. Kind of lost it through the middle there. Now reeling it back down. These two have been going at it the whole race. Have hardly been out of each other's sights. They've been pitting on the same lap. Just a very good race-long battle between these two so far. Parker, Martin, 1 and 2. As they have been for the majority of the race outside of pit cycles. Either Martin out front or Parker. And gap kind of holding steady now at about that 4 tenths mark. Let's take a look around, see what else we have going on. J Munch in the 69. Looks like he is closing in on Ethan Evers. Down under a half second between the two. That is the black, yellow, and red, almost Stacker 2 looking car out number 3. And then the red, white, and green number 69. Those two are the ones battling here. The purple car, Ally, off the lead lap. The only other battle on track that's remotely close is right behind them. That 14 and the 15. Be battling for the 13th spot. Let's jump over here. There we go. Jeremy Scher currently has that 13th spot. Trying to hold on to it over Mike Edwards, that white Toyota behind him. Edwards, though, with that later pit stop, is definitely going to be on fresher tires. Should be all but academic between these two. Oh, it looks like the 4 of Cliver just smacked the wall again. 7th place, number 4, Cliver. Saw him in the background just wallop the wall. Let's keep an eye on this battle. Edwards closing down with the fresher tires. Up front, that gap's down to 2/10 between Martin and Parker, so if that gets any closer, we will jump over for the lead. Let's go ahead and check it out now. Here we are. Martin closing it down. Working lap 113 of 155. 43 to go. Down under 2/10. Martin usually has the advantage down here in 1 and 2. Martin's done a great job just to run down Parker. There's quite a gap when they came out of pit road. Now down to 0.15 as they cross the line. Martin peeking to the inside into 1 and 2. Give him something to think about. It's probably going to cost him a little time on exit as he goes back up over 2/10. Definitely getting in the head of Parker a little bit there. Saying, hey man, I'm here. See what else we have going on track. These two continue to do battle, the 3 and 69. 369 damn sure fine. In the background, you still see Scherer and Edwards. Scherer still holding on to that spot despite the difference in pit lap. Great job by Scherer to keep the 14 at bay. Uh-oh, up front. Side by side. Martin sends it in deep on the high side and making it stick. Parker's going to drift up, trying to keep the power down. Had to lift a little bit. Martin going to lead that lap, but will he be able to hold position? Parker's still on his inside. Parker tries to send it in, but Ghostman's been so strong in 1 and 2 all day. Travis Martin gets to the outside and gets the pass done. Travis Martin, your new race leader. Fantastic pass by the 63, flexing that muscle on the high line. Travis Martin, the ghost man. Now you see me, now you don't. Gets out front. Wes Parker now drops to second. Take off our compare here.
Travis Martin flexing that muscle.
Cut 9 seconds back from our lead pack to this car, the 44 of Corey Neal. And then 6 seconds from Corey back to the 19 of Justin Wilkinson, playing that little bit different strategy. Once again, he'll be the first car we'll keep an eye on for that last round of pit stops. You see some right side damage to that 19. He's gotten into the wall a little bit. Then the last car in the top 5, 5 seconds back. You got the 69 has got around Ethan. J Munch gets by Ethan Edwards and into the top 5. Ethan now running in 6th spot. Behind them you have Floyd and Cliver doing battle for the 7th spot. Floyd in the 49. Why Mountain's not winning? Because he's a lap down. Floyd the 49, Cliver the 4, working their way around the 14 lap traffic. Floyd had to run high. Cliver was able to wrap the bottom. Let's see if that has any change on their battle here. Cliver going to have to go to the high side as well of the 14. It's like the 15 Scherer will go low. So our battle for the 7th spot is going to have to go high. Floyd clears Scherer going into turn 1. Cliver still hung up trying to get around Edwards. Now he's going to get a run down the backstretch. Is he going to look low on the 15? No, he's just going to get a draft and then go high. So at least the lap cars were fair and made them both go the same direction. That's going to let Floyd get a little gap. Edwards getting around Scherer. That's actually for position. 14 gets by the 15. Now Edwards to the bottom under Cliver. That splits up that gap between 7th and 8th even more. Parker's now fallen back from Travis Martin. He's now 4/10 back. Parker struggling to keep up with the Ghost Man on this run. Field very spread out at this point. Hard work for your cameraman to find us a battle. This battle for the lead is going the wrong direction. Eight cars still remaining on the lead lap. Cliver the last of those. We just saw him battling with TJ Floyd. Here is the said 4 machine. Someone just blew a motor. I don't know who that was. Definitely heard a motor blow. Don't see anyone dropping off pace though. That was weird. We all heard it, right? It's definitely the sound of a motor blowing. iRacing's trolling us at this point. Corey Deal maintaining that solid 3rd spot. Wilkinson's brought his machine to pit road. This should be the final round of pit stops. Wilkinson making his way down. See the 68, he's still parked on pit road after his cat destroyed his race car. See the 14, Edwards sliding to a stop. Edwards has brought his car down pit road as well. That is the 13th place car saying he's coming to pit road. And is that Wes Parker? Wes Parker giving up 2nd spot, getting off sequence from Travis Martin.
This time.
He's rolling those dice. Seeing if he can get something. Parker has right side damage. He's getting into the wall.
I'm pitting in front of you.
Could be why Travis Martin's been able to get in front of him. Now he's got that fast repair. The car is fixed. Parker going to have a brand new Toyota when he gets back out on track. New tires and new sheet metal. Well, carbon composite body. It's going to be important for him to get out in front of that 15 so he doesn't have to try and worry about getting around him. Looks like he's going to be able to do so. So 22 rejoins the race. Now, I believe Martin's going to be coming down right behind him. Doesn't want to give up too much time on his final run and have to run him down. We'll see how much of a gap that 1 lap makes between Martin and Wes Parker. Obviously, they won't be the lead cars when they come back out. Martin taking 4 tires. Gotta wait on the fuel anyway. Martin gets back underway. Keep an eye between that and Parker. Here comes Parker going into 1 and 2. There's Martin exiting pit road near the exit of 2. It's going to be close. Parker gets by Martin on the pit sequence with that 1 lap shorter pit. Parker back out front. Martin now 2nd. Well, actually 3rd and 4th for these two because Floyd and Deal have not pit yet for their final stops. But the battle between Parker and Martin, Parker with that 1 lap shorter pit gets out front. Let's see the 44 makes his way down pit road. Corey Deal surrendering the lead. See the 49 TJ Floyd still out on track. Should give him the lead if he doesn't come, but he does. So that will cycle it back to Parker and Martin. The drama. That really quick unannounced pit stop by Wes Parker from 2nd gets him in front of Travis Martin. Now he's got the 3 of Ethan Evers, the last car in the lead lap in 8th spot at this point. Ethan keeps it out by the wall. Gonna let the 22 get low. And the 63 looks like he gets clear coming through the tri-oval. So our leaders navigate that car successfully. 26 to go. Laps winding down at Vegas. Getting down to crunch time. Should be done with pit stops. This should be a run to the finish from here. Elston stays low for the leaders. Leaders having to go around him. That had to throw him a little bit of a curveball. Able to navigate that. Martin, the gap now 0.19. See if he closes in like he has been at 1 and 2 all night. Brings it down a little bit. Can he maintain it on a corner exit? He sure can. It's coming down. Exciting battle for the lead here is Martin all over the back of Parker. Down to 0.13 at the line. Martin drives it in that lane higher. Drops it down off through 2 and gets a straighter run off the corner. That's where he's been making up some time. Parker wrapping the white line. Martin exiting the corner a little bit lower. Parker's been quick in 3 and 4, but then Martin runs him back down on the straightaway. See what kind of ground Ghostman can make up here. Actually loses ground through 1 and 2.
I want Corey to win, so I'm going to block you, the top 2, and may the best man win.
Here the 14 threatening to block our leaders to make 3rd place win. That's the leader saying he's got the popcorn out. Oh man, things are getting heated up. Now under a 10th. Ghostman all over that 22. Wants that win bad. Parker able to hold on for now. Can tell you John Garrett has passed William Smith for the 9th spot. Those cars all 1 lap down as the field all the way up to 6th spot. Off the lead lap at this point. This race has been green from the drop of the green flag. Ghostman looking high, looking low, trying to find a way. Trying to set up a pass. Get by Wes Parker in the 22. All the way down to the apron. It's a higher entry. See what kind of run he can get on exit. Starts to drop. This battle's been very entertaining between these two. Now 20 to go. These two have been battling since the drop of the green flag. No other real significant battles on track to talk about other than 6th and 7th are a little close together. Cliver and Evers, we'll keep an eye on that. Ghostman to the high side. Is he going to be able to get it done again around the outside? Travis Martin gets to the high side coming off of 2. How hard will they send it through 3 and 4? Definitely a hard send for the 22 as he got up high. He's trying to dump the air on the rear spoiler and get the side draft, but he's not able to keep the 63 at bay. Travis Martin once again around the outside to take the lead. 18 laps left to go. Travis Martin putting on a clinic. Now Parker going to try and see if he can figure out a way back around. Parker has to be kicking himself that he was let the 63 get to his outside. Same setup that Martin used to pass him in the last pit cycle. Now Parker trying to adjust to a little bit different feel of the car too, being behind Ghostman. Takes a little bit different approach when you're right behind somebody. Looks like Parker's pushing a little bit. And he started sliding to the wall, had to lift. Travis Martin out front. Let's take a look at that battle for the 6th and 7th spot. There's the 4. Where'd the 3
Inside,
go?
lover boy. I wanted to follow you.
John Garrett talking to Corey there. It's like Evers has struggled to get through the traffic as well as the 4. We don't see Evers even on screen at this point. They were much closer together.
Option number 1, my lord. I knew it.
Guys are having great fun on the radio. Parker pushing hard. Look how high he got coming off of turn 2. Unfortunately, I think that's just going to heat up his tires. $15 laps to go. Travis Martin, your leader. Wes Parker, second. Martin stretching that gap out a little bit. Martin started on pole, still out front. Parker now in second. Corey Deal riding in third, 44 machine. He's 12 seconds back from our leaders. And then behind him, 13 seconds
I'm
back
all alone.
to Justin
Nobody
Wilkinson.
beside me.
You hear Corey singing on the radio. There's nobody anywhere near him. He's 12 seconds from the nearest car for position in either direction. Then from Wilkinson, you got 2.6 seconds back to J Munch in 5th spot. Good run for Joel tonight. Cody Cliver, we've seen him in the wall a couple times.
Almost heaven.
Still in 6th. Oh gosh, we're going to start singing, aren't we? There's Ethan Evers trying to get out of this traffic and run down that number 4 with the damage on it, but so far not able to get out of the traffic. 8th spot, TJ Floyd. Looks like he is going to get the final spot in the points tonight. Should be set to make his playoffs debut next week. Great job by Floyd getting what he needed to get done tonight to make the playoffs. 9th spot, you got John Garrett, Fort Worth Screen Print and Chevy. Proud to have them sponsoring our Fort Worth Screen Printing Xfinity series here at Sidewinder Racing Leagues. Thank you so much for all they do. I hope he's having a great time out there with the boys. And 10th spot, you got Bill Smith trying to run down John Garrett. Currently 1.2 seconds back of him. 11th spot, you got JR Deal in the 9. JR having a nice quiet night tonight. Yeah, Mike Edwards, he was trying that crazy strategy of going as long as he could and hoping for cautions. Unfortunately, has not worked out for him, and we've been caution-free this entire race. So Edwards finds himself 2 laps down in the 14th spot. Or 12th spot, excuse me. Right behind him, Scott Elston, that is for position. Actually, the 2 cars behind him are for position. So the 14, the 85, and the 15 are all battling for position. And Elston gets by Edwards. Move Elston up to the 12th spot. Great move around the high side. Edwards falls to 13th. And that 15 behind him is for position. Here comes TJ Floyd to get around some lap machines. Searching through the field, see if we have any other close battles. Still, it's only a half second up front, but that half second looks like an eternity. That gap is just growing between these two. Oh my gosh, I broke it. There we go. Eight to go. 8 laps left from Las Vegas. Has Parker saved up anything for a last-minute charge? There's Ghostman on cruise control. Poor Corey Deal. There's just no cars anywhere around him. It feels like he's on the track by himself. Still a good run for Corey tonight, holding steady in the third spot. And Justin Wilkinson, we've seen him.
Catch Michael Edwards and dump his shit.
As Corey Deal say he's going to wreck the 14 just for fun. I mean, it would bunch the field up. It's 5 cars on the lead lap at this point. Been green since the get-go. Wilkinson, your 4th place car. He's been trying to pitch shorter than everyone every time.
This is an interesting battle between Jeremy and Michael.
It is. It's been a very interesting battle.
I refuse to let this man by.
It's the battle for 13th. But we also have this battle for 4th between J Munch and Justin Wilkinson. We'll have to jump between them. Scherer going way down to the white line. Edwards trying to block him. Absolute insanity right in front of Corey Deal.
No.
Let's go, Jeremy.
Oh no, the purple car is going to team up. Try to get by Mike Edwards. We go back to our battle for the 7th spot. Floyd and Evers doing battle. See the other battle right behind him. So battle's on the racetrack now. I believe J Munch is going to get Wilkinson in these next 3 laps. Finally get some action here. Like so few laps left. Couple battles in the top 10, and then that really entertaining one between these two for 13th. I don't know which one to watch. Let's check out this one. Floyd looking to the inside of Evers. That would be for the 7th spot if he's able to get it done. Not quite able to get there. Is now working lap 3 to go. Floyd keeps his nose down there, hoping he can get there by the turn. He's going to send it into 1 and 2. Floyd gets that bumper alongside the quarter panel. Ethan going to have that better run off the high side and stretch it back out down the backstretch. J Munch has gotten that 4 spot away from Wilkinson. Wilkinson falls back to the 5th spot. And let's check out Edwards and Scherer still battling for that 13th spot. Scherer peaks to the high side. Not going to get up there this time. Up front, it's now a nearly full 2nd lead for Travis Martin. So we're watching all these other battles. Scherer tags the apron a little bit. Gets the car upset, sends him up the track. Keeps it off of Edwards, but definitely gave him a little bit of a slowdown. Side by side, going down into turn number 3. White flag is out. 1 lap to go for our leader, Travis Martin. We are on the final lap of this race. These two are still side by side for this position. I think Evers and Floyd are side by side for their position on the final lap. Much going on, and Travis Martin doesn't care about any of it. He comes off of turn number 4. Travis Martin is going to win here in Vegas tonight. Great run for the 63. Now let's catch these battles. Wilkinson brings it home 5th. Evers going to end up behind Floyd. And Edwards is going to lose the spot to Scherer. Scherer gets the 13th spot. Edwards ends up 14th. Great finish to this race. A lot's going on. Travis Martin brings it home in victory lane.
That was fun.
Started on pole, brought it home on the top. Great job by the Ghost Man. 2 passes on the high side for the lead. Very impressive for Travis Martin in the 63. Let's go ahead and give him his moment. Burn it down, Chavi.
Did I mess up your picture, Corey?
No.
There's Edwards and Scherer still goofing off. Having a good old time. We're going to have to get on Martin's technique. Normally he lays him down in perfect donuts. burning it down. See his teammate in 84 there, and the 69. Somehow this car is still running. See all the 10-10's teammates out there having a good time. There it goes. 63 pops the motor, backs it back to the start-finish line.
I'm out of gas.
And wallops right into the 19 of Justin Wilkinson. Corey Deal. All partying with him. Now they're just going to bully him, push him around.
Good race.
Let's go ahead and grab our third place finisher in the 44. Bring him up if he's not in the waiting room. There he is.
Boring until the end, but it was fun.
Corey, DG, you got a copy?
Hello, si Pablo.
Hello. Well, very calm race. Green flag from the drop. Kind of tell me how your night went and how you were able to secure that P3 finish.
Just saving tires. I got behind at the beginning. It's been a while since I raced a little bit, so I got behind and just couldn't catch Wesley and Travis. You know, they had a heck of a race, but just saved tires and just pitted later than everybody else and just ran away with it for third, I guess. I mean, it was a heck of a battle all over the whole track, you know, but like I said, congrats to Travis. They had a heck of a race.
Were you kind of jealous? Because at one point, there were battles all over the track, and yet you were about 12 seconds away from anyone in either direction.
Yeah, I was a little lonely. I got kind of bored sometimes. My wrist started hurting. I was like, I'm a little bored. And then I was like, oh, people. And then I went by them, and I was like, oh.
Aw. All right, bud, you want to go ahead and throw out your shout-outs?
Shout outs to 1023 Graphics for the beautiful paint scheme, throwing it back to season 1 whenever I ran this. Shout out to you for the broadcast. You know, you always do a fantastic job. Always go back and watch them. Shout out to John for actually racing and sponsoring this series. And shout out to Travis and for, you know, putting on the series with everything that's been going on, you know, and then just shout out to everybody watching. Thank you for watching.
All right, bud. Congrats on your P3 finish, and we'll catch you next week.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
It's the 44 Corey Deal bringing it home in the third spot. Let's go ahead and bring in our second place finisher, Wes Parker. Wes, DG, you got a copy?
Hello, how are we doing?
We're doing good. How you doing?
Made the wrong move.
You gave Martin the high side not once but twice. Kind of, were you trying to defend it, or did you know he was going in there? Like, what was your thought process as you two were battling for the lead?
Well, first time I accidentally hit the wall because I was like trying to readjust myself, and I got a little right front damage, and I tried to short pit them and see if that would work, and it did. And really, this track is like very draft dependent, so like I should have just stayed on the outside and let him have the bottom, because I could have pinched Travis down there and, you know, pulled away. So I just made the wrong move and tried to block the low line, and that wasn't the way to go.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing up here in the booth. I was like, got to defend that high line on Martin, and he was able to get that nose alongside, and the rest was history.
Like with the cup cars here and trucks, like you have to be in the outside lane because you'll pull away from everybody on the back stretch.
Well, I love the Bill Davis throwback. That was really cool to see out there, and I heard you made that yourself, so I'm impressed. Good job.
No, that's a lie.
I was lied to.
I don't know who told you that. No, I just went on Training Paints to find something that had 22 on it. I was like, this looks good. So.
Wow, yeah, Becca lied to me. Then we're gonna have to get on the admins here.
Yeah, they had an easy job tonight.
They did. Green flag from the get-go. Not a whole lot to do.
Nope, didn't have to give nobody ELL or anything or chew them out.
You want to go ahead and throw out your shout-outs, bud?
Yeah, you know, I like to, like Ward Burton says, cat, steer, whatever it is. I can't remember. You ever seen the John Boy and Billy?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, cat, steer, whatever it is, you know.
Yeah, the cat steer, rear steer.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
And the old, you know, the 10th group and everything, you know, that was fun. Racing Travis and stuff. I wanted to kind of carry that momentum in with the win, but I mean, we'll just go in the playoffs and get ready for the next race.
Yeah, winning the playoffs is more important in this race, right?
I'll take second more than anything.
All right, buddy. We'll let you get out of here for your P2 finish tonight. Congratulations and have a good night, bud.
See ya.
22, Wes Parker bringing it home in P2. And now we're going to go to the man of the hour, bring in Travis Martin. Trav, DG, you got a copy?
Hello.
Hello. Well, here we are again. Another race, another interview. This time bringing it home in victory lane, starting from the pole, clean sweep just about. Tell me how your night went for you, buddy, and we'll get to more stuff in a minute. Start with that.
Really good night. Wesley and I were neck and neck the entire race. This one means a lot. I hadn't gotten a pole or a win in this series in quite a while, so very happy to be able to get that done. There was a lot of fast guys out there tonight, so it was great competition. It was a good race overall. Couldn't have went any better, honestly.
Yeah, for a race that went green the entire way, you two were nose to tail virtually the entire thing. It was very, very entertaining from the broadcast booth between you two. Now tell me, how did you manage to get onto the outside of him, not once but twice, to get the lead away from him? Very impressive.
So I started playing with my brake bias that last run, and I took it down a couple percent, and I just sent it in to turn one and tried to get my nose there, and it just happened to stick. I think that was going to be one of maybe two chances that I got, because y'all saw every time I tried to make a move, all he had to do was just take my air away, and it was just so hard to pass. So it was really fun trying to work around Wesley and have that battle, and you just sometimes you just have to lick the stamp and send it, bud.
Very entertaining to watch you two battle the whole night, as I said. And man, just those two different times getting the power move to the high side off of two, very impressive. And what were you thinking when he saw him peel off behind you on that last cycle of stops?
I thought, that son of a gun.
Was there a moment of panic?
A little bit, yeah, because I knew the undercut was going to be pretty strong, and especially if he could come out ahead of me, which he did, he was going to have a real big advantage there. So I don't know if we got lucky, but it sure feels that way. It was a great battle overall. I got a lot of respect for Wesley. So
Hey man, it's Vegas. You can call it lucky if you wanna.
there we go.
All right, bro. Let's go ahead and drop them shoutouts.
Of course, man, you know my 10/10 boys. I think, yeah, we got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tonight, so that's really cool. Always got to shout out MaconeSetupShop.com. If you want to run some open races and you don't know where to start, hit up MaconeSetupShop.com. Use code GHOST for 10% off of your total order. And then, of course, my girl Becca up in the spotter stand for the whole race. Appreciate her putting her time out there. And then, of course, my man, the myth, the legend, DG Swiss, putting on this amazing broadcast, dude. I really do appreciate it. It's always fun to go back and watch all the action that you miss while driving. So I really appreciate your time. And, yeah, love you.
Love you too, man. Don't make me cry. All right, buddy. Congrats on the victory tonight. And what are your thoughts going into the playoffs?
Thanks, first off. And, yeah, just pretty much same as any other race. Go out there and try to win. There's always going to be good talent out there, so every race is going to be tougher than the last, honestly. So it's same mentality going forward. Each race is another step.
All right, buddy. We'll let you get out of here tonight. Congrats once more on the victory, and I look forward to watching the whole series going through the playoffs.
Thanks, man. Have a good night. Love your face.
Love your face. It's Travis Martin getting the victory tonight here in Las Vegas. Congrats once more to him and the 10/10 crew for sweeping the whole top 5. Very impressive feat for that team. Hope you guys enjoyed our broadcast. I do have to say this has been iRacing. You can go to iRacing.com and buy this car and these tracks, and you can come out and race with us. All you have to do is go to dgsracing.com, click on the big red snake. That'll get you to our Discord where you can sign up to run ARCA Car on Monday. You can run Xfinity Nights on Tuesday. You can run the Cup Cars on Wednesday. We got the trucks on Thursday, and then a fun Legend Series on Saturday. If you can't get racing done on the weekdays, you can come out and hang with us on the weekend. For DG Swiss, this has been a production of the DG Swiss Twitch channel. I can't say Swiss Twitch channel. That's hard to say. Anyway, hope you guys enjoy. We are going to end our recording.